Viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss how to define the local variables and what is the importance of local variables in Java. In the previous videos, we have gone through some important concepts which are related to class level variables. In the class level variables, we have three natures are there. One is instance nature, and second one is static nature, and the third one is we can define constant variables in the class context. Now we are in the category of local variables. Local variables we can call them as we can pass them as a arguments to the particular method, as well as that the arguments we can call them as parameters to a particular method. Now our main focus in this video is about local variables. Let me go through the concept of local variables. So the first thing is, what do you mean by the local variable? What is the scope of local variable? So the scope of the local variable is it is with respect to the particular block. So within the Java class, we have the flexibility to define multiple blocks. So within the each and every block, if you want to define some variable, means all those variables are comes under local variable category. And the scope of the local variable is with respect to that block only. We are unable to access that variable outside of the block. Now let me go through one example so that it will be very easy for you in order to understand how to define the local variables. So here within this sample class, here the lines 3, 4 are class level context, as well as the line number 10 is also class level context. And here within the class we have one simple block is there. It is a main method. We can call it as a simple block which is going to execute particular code. So which we have the flexibility to execute the block of code with respect to this main method. That means it is acting as a simple block. So within the block, if you are going to define some variable, means it will be comes under local variable category. Let me define one variable int a equal to 10. So here this a variable we can call it as local variable, and the scope of this variable is within this block only. We are unable to access this variable outside of this particular main method. So as well as along with the local variable, in the class level context we can define three categories of variables. One is, for example, int a equal to 10. Here it is class level variable, it is in the class context, and it is not at all having the static keyword. That means it is a instance variable. It is an instance variable, or we can simply call it as non-static variable. As well as static int b equal to 20. So it is a static variable, or we can call it as class specific variable. And as well as along with the instance variables and static variables, we have the flexibility to define the constants variables in the class level context. In order to define the constant variables, we have to use the keywords. We have to use the combination of keywords. The keywords are static, final, and for example, if you want to define the pi value, we can take double, the variable name is pi, and the value of the pi is 1.3.14. like that we can define. So here the variable type is constant. So here these three variables are comes under class level, and this variable is a local variable. Now our main focus is local variable related content. That's why I don't want to go through the class level context variables. Let me remove it. So in order to revise the concept, just I mentioned those class level context variables. Let me remove them. Now it is a local variable, and the scope of this variable is within this block only, within this main method only. We are unable to access outside of this main method. For example, if you want to print this variable, it will be very simple: system dot out dot println the a value, whatever the value that we are assigning, that value will be printed. So let me try to compile the program and run it so that you will get the clarity. Now the a value is 10 that we are getting here. And coming to the points which are related to the local variable, unlike class level context variables, that means we have instance variables are there in the class level context, as well as static variables are there. Unlike those class level context variables, without assigning the value to the local variable, if you want to use it, it will show some error. It will throw some error. The error will be like variable might not have been initialized. But if you are going to consider instance variables or static variables, at the time of declaration of instance variables or static variables, without assigning the value also, if you want to use them, the default value of the data type that is associating with that variables will be printed. But here the complete context is somewhat different. So let me prove it with the help of example. For example, in the class level context, int a, it is a instance variable. Without assigning the value also, there is no problem. If you are going to print that a variable, means we are going to get 0. Why? Because the data type of the a variable is integer and the default value for the integer is 0. That's why without assigning the value for the instance variable, we are going to get default value of the data type that is associating with it. As well as for the static variable also, static int b, without assigning some value to the static variable also, we are going to get the default value of the data type that is associating with this variable. Here the data type that is associating with the b variable is integer. The default value of the integer is 0. That will be printed. But unlike these class level context variables, if you want to use the local variable without assigning the value, for example, here I don't want to assign the value for the local variable, just I am defining the local variable int a. And if you are trying to use the local variable without assigning the value, means it will not accept, JVM will not accept. So all of you please check it now. Let me try to compile the same program. All of you please observe what is the error that we are getting. So within the line number 7, it is a local variable a which is available in the main method. Without assigning some value to that a variable, we are trying to use it. Using in the sense we are printing the a value, but unfortunately there is no value that is associating with this a variable. Due to that reason, we are getting the error like variable a might not have been initialized. Now what we have to do, so at the time of defining the local variable, we have to assign some value 10. Now if you are going to print the same variable, we are going to get the output here. The output is 10. The reason is it is a local variable and it is having some value associated with it. Due to that reason, we are getting that 10 value. Try to check it now. Compile. There is no compilation error. At the time of running the program, we are getting the 10 as a output. And we can do some other alternative way also. In the declaration of the variable itself, I did not assign the value, but we have the flexibility to assign the value before going to use it. How to assign the value for the variable? Very simple. You can take the variable a equal to 5. That means before going to print the a value in the 10th line, within the 8th line itself, we have assigned some value to that variable, that the value is 5. The 5 is associated with the a variable. Due to that reason, there is no problem at all. At the time of declaration of the variable, we did not assign the value. There is no problem at all. But before going to use it, I have some value that is available with respect to the a variable. Due to that reason, so we are going to get the value 5 now. Try to check it. Java C sample.java Java sample 5, that we are going to get as an answer. And likewise, at the time of declaration of the local variable, it is not necessary to assign some value, but before going to use it, we have to assign some value. That is the thing that you have to keep in your mind. And within the print statement itself also, we can have the flexibility to assign some value. For example, a equal to 10 means there is no problem. Within this print statement, it is considering as like as the expression. In this expression, what is the thing that is happening? The 10 is assigning to the variable a. After that, it will be printed. There is no problem at all. Due to that reason, we are going to get the value 10. Initially, at the time of declaration of the a, there is no value that is associated with the a variable, and but before going to use it, before going to print it, I am assigning some value within the print statement itself. There is no problem at all. So here the output will be 10 now. Try to check it now. That is the point that you have to keep in your mind. Before going to use it, you have to assign some value. That is the thing that you have to keep in your mind. So with this, we have proved third point successfully. Now coming to the next point with respect to the local variable, it is the most important point. If you want to use the local variable, definitely you have to assign some value, that we have proved now. Now the fourth point is very important. All of you please carefully concentrate. If there is a naming ambiguity between local variables and class level variables, we have to do the following steps. We have to follow the given steps. For example, if the naming ambiguity is in between local variables and static variables, then what we have to do? Please use class name dot member name to access static variable and simply call the member name to access local variable. Very simple. If the naming ambiguity is in between local variable and static variable, in order to access static variable, use class name dot member name, as well as in order to access local variable, simply call member name itself. So let me prove it with the help of example. Now within the class level context, let me take one static variable, int a equal to static. We need to use the static keyword in order to define static variable. Static int a equal to 10. That means we have one class level static variable is there. All of you please go through the previous video. Within that video we have the complete content which is related to the static variable is available. Without going through the previous video, it will be very difficult to understand the current concept. So please go through the previous videos. Static variable which is in the class level context, and as well as we have one local variable is also there, but the local variable name is also same. Class level variable global variable name is a, as well as local variable name is a. If you are trying to print a value, what is the output here? Here the output is with respect to the sorry, with respect to the local variable. Why? Because here the JVM first preference will be given to the local variable. Without having local variable means what will happen? Yes, we have one static variable is there, and within the main method it is a static context. We can directly access the static variable. There is no problem. You will get the 10 as an answer. Let me try to check it now. There is no problem at all. But if is the naming ambiguity is there in between local variable and the class level static variable, both the variable names are same, and if you are trying to access the variable name itself means it will give the value which is associating with the local variable. Why? Because the JVM preference will be given to the local variable. It is having highest precedence. So due to that reason we are going to get local variable value, and the output for this example is 5. Try to check it now. Yes, 5. But I don't want to print the local variable value. I want to print the class level static variable value. Then what we have to do as per the previous point? So it will be very simple. If you want to get the local variable, simply call the member name. Otherwise, if you want to get the static variable which is associated with the entire class, so it will be very simple. Class name sample.a. Now here we are not at all calling the local variable. We are calling the class level static variable. Class name dot member name. The member name is a. So that here the output is 10. That means we are accessing class level static variable here. We are not at all accessing local variable. The output will be 10 here. Very good. Now in the similar fashion, if the as per this point, that example is executed. Now coming to the next point, if the naming ambiguity is occurring between local and instance variables, then what we have to do? In order to use instance members, we have to use this dot member name to access the instance members in the instance context. In the instance context, in order to access instance members, we have to use this keyword, and as well as if you want to access the instance member in the static context, we have to use object reference dot member name. Otherwise, if you want to access the local variable means very simple. You need to call the local variable with the help of member name. Let me show it with the help of example so that you will get the clarity. Now, I don't want to take static variable now. I want to take instance variable. Let me take one instance variable now. How to take instance variable? Very simple. Without using static keyword, it will be comes under instance context in the class. Otherwise, we can simply call it as non-static variable. Int a equal to 10. Now it is a class level instance variable. It is a class level instance variable, and we have one class level global instance variable is available, as well as one local variable is also available. Now if you are going to print simple member name means we are going to get local variable value. The local variable value will be 5. We are going to get here. So all of you please check it, and let me try to compile and run it. Yes, we are getting 5 only. but I don't want to print the local variable value. I want to print the instance variable value. Then what we have to do? Unfortunately, it is an instance variable. We should not directly access it in the static context. In the static context, if you want to access the instance variable, definitely we have to create the object of the class. Without creating the object of the class, it is not possible to access the instance member in the static context. That complete information is available in the instance variables video. All of you please go through that video so that you will get the complete clarity related to instance context in the class. Now, so instance variables, if you want to access them, definitely we have to create the object of the class. Sample s equal to, I'm creating the object of the class sample. Now, with respect to the object of the class, if you are going to print a value, means here you will get the instance variable of the class. The instance variable of the class value will be 10. That is going to print now. We are not at all getting local variable value here. Try to check it. Yes, we are getting instance variable value. That is with respect to the static context. For suppose we have non-static context, instance context is there. Let me take one user defined method. Public void m1. M1 is the method. It is a non-static method. That means it is an instance method. And within the method, I have one local variable. Int a equal to 5 is there. I don't want to make it in the static context. I want to take it in the instance context. Now, it is an instance method. If you want to invoke the instance method, definitely we have to create the object of the class in the main method. Now the JVM entry point is from main method. In the main method, we have the object of the class. Through the object, I have to call that instance method. How to call the instance method? With the help of object reference m1. M1 is the method. Now automatically that instance method will be invoked. So within the instance method, fortunately or unfortunately, we have one local variable is there. The scope of this variable is with respect to this particular m1 method only. Now if you are going to print that a variable here, system.out.println a, we are going to get local variable value 5. Here the naming ambiguity is there in between local variable and class level instance variable. And here we are simply using a variable name. That means it will get the local variable value. Try to check it. Yes, we are getting 5. But I don't want to print local variable value. I want to print instance variable value within the instance context. Within the instance context, if you want to access the instance variable value, we need not to create the object. Why? Because this instance method will be invoking from the instance variable. Due to that reason, within this entire method, we have object nature is available. We need not to create the object of the class in order to access the instance variable. Instead of that, in order to represent the current class object, we have the special keyword is there. We should not use that keyword in the static context. That entire complete information is available in the previous videos. Please go through those videos. Now this dot a indicates current class object. With respect to the current class object, what is the instance variable value that is available with respect to the current class object? Why? Because this m1 is invoking from the one of the object of the class. That object nature will be available in this m1 method, and this indicates with respect to this s object what is the a value. That means it will invoke the instance variable here. The instance variable value is 10 here. We are going to get 10. Very simple. We are going to get 10 here. Very simple. The only thing that we have to remember is if you want to access the local variable, directly call the variable local variable name, and instead of calling the local variable, if you want to get the instance variable, if is there a naming ambiguity in between local variable and instance variable, means this dot variable name will invoke the instance variable, and class name dot variable name will invoke static variable of the class. It is very simple. So please go through this example so that you will get the complete clarity. And one thing I want to cover here, for example, we have one method is there. All of you please carefully concentrate. One method is there, and within that method we have two parameters are there. Methods are having the flexibility to has parameters int x comma int y. These two parameters we can call them as arguments of this method, and these are local to this method. Those are not at all available outside of this method. and as well as within the class itself we have instance variables are there, that the two instance variables are int x comma int x comma y. So here these two variables are instance variables, and coming to this arguments are local. Arguments x comma y are local to m1 method. That means the nature of the scope of this x and y will be available within this method only. We are unable to access outside of the method. Now it is a instance method. Now what is the thing that I am doing here is very simple. For example, here the naming ambiguity is there in between instance variables as well as local variables. Two local variables are there, that the two local variables are x and y, as well as two instance variables are there, that is the two instance variable names are x and y. Now if I am going to do this operation, x equal to x and y equal to y, what is the meaning of these statements? What is the meaning of these statements? Is it the meaning of accessing, we are assigning the local variable x into the instance variable x, or simply we are overriding the content upon the local variable itself? That means within the local variable x, again we are going to store the local variable value x. What is the answer from your side? Here the thing is, we are overriding the content. That means within the local variable x, again we are going to store the same local variable value, and the scope of this x and y will be available within this method only. We are unable to access them outside of the method. So let us try to invoke this m1 method. How to invoke this m1 method? It is a non-static method. For the non-static method, if you want to access it from static context, definitely we have to create the object of the class. Let me create the object of the class. The object is sample. Now with respect to the sample object, we can call the method. How to call m1? At the time of calling, try to pass some parameters 10, 20. Now after that, let me try to print that instance variables. What is the value that is with respect to the x, and what is the value that is with respect to the y? I want to check it. For that, system.out.println. So those are instance variables. X and y are instance variables. Let us take s.x. What is the value of x.s, as well as what is the value of s.y? Those are instance variables. That's why I am calling with respect to the object of the class. Now initially, without assigning the values for x and y, we are going to get 0, 0. So let me check it. The default values that are associated with the data type that is available for this x and y, that data type default values will be available in this x and y. What is the default value for the integer data type? 0. That means the x value is 0 and y value is 0. Here I am not at all invoking the m1 method. Let us try to check it. Now the output is, for x and y we are going to get 0, 0. Are you going to get it or not? Try to check it. Yes, we are getting 0 and 0. Now after invocation of that method, can you please tell me what is the value of x and y now? Are you going to get 0, 0 or 10, 20? What is the output that we are going to get? So the JVM entry point is from main method. In the main method, it will create the object of the class. After creation of the object of the class, it will invoke one method, that the method is m1. It has two parameters. And the first parameter that we are passing is 10, and the second parameter that we are passing is 20. That means in the x we are having 10 value, and in the y we are having 20 value. And what we are doing here, we are assigning that 10 to the x variable. Here the naming ambiguity is there in between local variable and instance variables. But what we are doing, we are simply writing the messages like x equal to x and y equal to y. That means within the local variable itself, here x indicates local variable. Within the local variable, again we are storing the 10 value one. Within the y, it is a local variable. The y value is 20. That means it is available in the y value. The y value will be 20. If you are going to print the same system.out.println statement within the method, here object reference is not required, it is the instance method. Definitely within this method itself we are going to get 10 and 20. Why? Because we are updating the local variables, we are not at all updating the instance variables. There is a naming ambiguity between instance variables and local variables. So here the output is, after completion of this statement, it will pass 10 and 20 to this method, and that 10 and 20 will be assigning to the local variables only. Those are not at all assigning to the instance variables. If you want to call the instance variables, we have to use this keyword. I did not use the this keyword. That means we are assigning the local variable values in the local variables itself only. Due to that reason, within the local variables, the x value will be 10 and the y value will be 20. After completion of the execution of this method, again it will print the system.out.println. Here we are printing the instance variables of the class. What is the instance variable value of x and y? The default values that are related to the integer is 0, 0 that we are going to get here. That means the final output is 10, 20, 0, 0. Try to check it now. 10, 20, 0, 0. Why? What is the reason? The reason is, so within the local variables, again we are storing local variable values. Due to that reason, this local variable context will be available within the M1 method only. Due to that reason, within the M1 method, whenever we are going to print the x and y, we are getting 10 and 20. But the 10 and 20 values is not at all available outside of this M1 method. And after completion of that M1 method related execution, whenever we are going to print instance variables, in the instance variables we are getting only 0, 0. There is no value that is associating with x and y. Now the thing is, I want to update the instance variables with respect to the M1 method. That means whatever the local variable values are there in x and y, what are the values that we are passing? 10 is passing to x and 20 is passing to y. With respect to that local variable values, I want to update the instance variables. How to call the instance variables in instance context? Very simple. So try to use this dot x. This dot x indicates the current class instance variable x. It is not at all local variable x. Within the current class instance variable x, we are storing local variable value normal x. That means 10 is passing to the normal x, that will be storing in the instance variable, as well as this dot y. That means current class instance variable y. Within this we are storing the local variable value y. Due to that reason, within the local context, the x value is 10, the y value is 20. That we are going to print here. And after completion of this method execution, the x and y values will be updated. The x value, this dot x value will be 10 and this dot y value will be 20. That means here also we are going to get 10 and 20. Try to check it now. That means within the method as well as outside of the method, within the method we are printing local variables, and outside of the method we are printing instance variables. Within the method, what is the context that we are doing here? We are updating the instance variables with respect to the local variables. So now try to check it. Yes, we are getting 10, 20, 10, 20. If I am going to do like this, what is the output? Can you please tell me? This dot x and this dot y. What is the output for this program? For this program also we are going to get 10, 20, 10, 20, because there is no difference in the both user defined method and main method. We are printing instance variables. There is no difference. Now let me try to do one before going to invoke the instance method. If I am going to print this x dot y, s dot x and s dot y. Now can you please tell me what is the output of this program? Any one of you. What is the output of this program? And here simply I am printing normal x and normal y. What is the output of this program? The control flow execution will start from main method. In the main method we are creating the object of the class, and after creation of the object of the class we are accessing the instance members. We are not at all accessing directly. We are with respect to the object only we are accessing the instance members, but unfortunately initially there is no value that is associated with the x and y. Due to that reason we are going to get 0, 0 is the answer. And after that we are invoking the instance method. At the time of invocation we are passing two values 10 and 20. those will be available in the local variables x and y, and these two values we are embedding them to, we are assigning them to instance variables x and y. How can you call them as instance variables? Why? Because we are calling them with the help of current class object. This dot x indicates current class instance variable x. Within that we are storing local variable x. This dot y indicates we are storing the local variable y into the instance variable y. Due to that region, here the output is local variable value 10, 20. So this is the first outcome that is we are going to get. This is the second output that we are going to get. After completion of this method execution, the control flow will be coming here. After completion of that entire thing, the last line will be printed. In the last line, we are printing s dot x, s dot y. So within that s dot x, the updated value will be available. 10, 20 will be printing here. This is the last line. The output is 0, 0, 10, 20, 10, 20. Try to check it now. 0, 0, 10, 20, 10, 20. It is very simple. So we have to understand this entire control flow. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand the Java programming. So for example, if I'm going to do like this, what is the output here? Can anyone of you please tell me what is the output? Initially, the instance variables 0, 0 we are going to get, and within the method itself, the x and y values will be 10 and 20. The second statement is also we are going to get. But what about the third line? Within the third line, are you going to get 10, 20, or whether we are going to get 0, 0? 0, 0. Why? Because we are not at all assigning the local variables x and y to the instance variables. Due to that reason, here itself we are going to get 0, 0 is the answer. 0, 0, 10, 20, 0, 0. Try to check it now. Yes, very simple. Is it possible to directly print x and y value within the main method? No. This x and y values are with respect to the M1 method. There is no x and y values which are available in the main method. We have x and y values are there in the class level. That too, those are instance variables. Instance variables, if you want to access them in the static context, means definitely we require the object of the class, but I am not at all using object of the class. Then what will happen? We are going to get the compile time error. Let me try to check it now. Sorry, I did not save this program. Let me save it so that you will get the clarity. Yes, non-static variable x cannot be referenced from static context, as well as non-static variable y cannot be referenced from the static context. This is the reason. So with this, I think you get the complete clarity related to local variables. Thank you one and all.